At the dawn of time, when creation still shone in its perfection, humanity began to stray from the paths laid out by God. Wickedness spread irreversibly, and the hearts of men were engulfed in violence and disobedience. The Lord, in his infinite wisdom, watched with sorrow how far mankind had deviated from his purposes. He lamented having created humanity, yearning for a relationship of love, but finding only rebellion. However, amidst this dark scenario, there was a light. Noah. He was different, a righteous and upright man who remained faithful in a corrupt world. While most succumbed, Noah stood firm in divine commandments, walking closely with God. The Lord, seeing Noah's faithfulness, decided to reveal to him a plan that would change the fate of humanity. A devastating flood was approaching, intended to purify the earth and restore the corrupted creation. God instructed Noah to build a massive ark, detailing everything that would be necessary. The ark was to be made of cypress wood, strong and secure, with internal compartments and carefully sealed with pitch, making it waterproof to withstand the raging waters that would come. The task was monumental, but Noah, with unwavering faith, embarked on the construction. The journey would not be easy. He began gathering materials, and as he worked, many around him watched with skepticism. Some mocked him, unable to comprehend the divine warning Noah received. The idea of a flood seemed absurd, as it had never rained to that extent. Yet even in the face of scorn and disbelief, Noah remained steadfast, determined to fulfill God's orders. Noah was accompanied by his family, who shared in his sacred purpose. His wife, sons, and daughters-in-law stood by him at every stage of the construction. When the ark was finally ready, God gave Noah a new instruction. It was time to gather the animals of every kind. With devotion, Noah set out for the fields and forests. Under divine guidance, the animals came to him, responding to the Creator's call. Thus, the ark filled with life, preserving the beings who would continue the journey after the storm. The day of divine judgment arrived. God commanded Noah and his family to enter the ark. With hearts heavy with uncertainty, but firm in trust in the Lord's promise, they prepared for the inevitable. When the ark's door closed, a heavy silence filled the air. Soon the sky darkened and thick clouds formed. Curious about what comes next? So like the video now and subscribe to the channel. Don't let these mysteries go unnoticed. The first drops of rain fell as a warning, but they quickly turned into a violent storm. The rain did not cease. For 40 days and 40 nights, the waters flooded the earth, covering mountains and valleys. The world they knew transformed into a vast sea. From within the ark, Noah and his family observed the desolate scene, recalling God's words and trusting in his protection. With every thunderclap and wave crashing against the ark, they found solace in their faith, certain that the Lord had chosen them to preserve life. Life continued inside the ark. Noah and his family cared for the animals, feeding them and ensuring their safety. Time in the ark was marked by silence and reflection. Despite the turbulent waters, there was assurance that God was with them, safeguarding them. As days turned into weeks, Noah's anxiety grew. The wait to see dry land again felt endless. After 40 days of relentless rain, the sky finally calmed. The waters began to recede, and the ark rested on the mountains of Ararat. In search of signs that the land was dry, Noah released a dove. To his disappointment, the dove returned with nothing in its beak, indicating that the waters still covered the earth. However, after 7 days, he released the dove once more. This time, the bird returned with an olive branch in its beak, a powerful symbol that the land was beginning to recover. Noah and his family felt indescribable joy. That branch represented the promise of a new beginning. When the waters finally dissipated, God spoke again to Noah, commanding him and his family to exit the ark. Stepping onto dry land, they were greeted by a transformed world, reborn after divine judgment. With hearts filled with gratitude, Noah built an altar, knowing that everything they had, preserved life and a new chance on earth, was the result of divine grace. As an act of worship, Noah offered sacrifices to the Lord, expressing his reverence. In response to Noah's sincerity, God established an eternal covenant, promising never again to destroy the earth with a flood. To seal this promise, he placed a rainbow in the sky, a visible symbol of his covenant. The rainbow would become a sign of hope in God's faithfulness to humanity. After the flood, Noah became the patriarch of a new generation, tasked with rebuilding life on earth. He began to cultivate the fertile land that God had renewed, planting vineyards and reaping the blessings of the Lord. However, the new life brought challenges. One day, after drinking wine, Noah became drunk and found himself in a vulnerable situation inside his tent. His sons found him. Ham, the youngest, upon seeing his father in such a state, acted disrespectfully and mocked him. Shem and Japheth, showing respect, took a cloak and, walking backward to avoid seeing their father's nakedness, covered Noah with dignity. When Noah awoke and learned what had happened, he blessed Shem and Japheth for their honorable actions. However, Ham's disrespectful behavior brought consequences. Noah warned Ham and prophesied that his descendants would face hardships due to his irreverence. Thus, Noah and his family, despite facing new challenges, continued to fulfill God's purpose, starting life anew in a world filled with hope. If this mystery has left you with more questions than answers, you're in the right place. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to follow our weekly investigations.